Hey guys, it's Ardines from LFN. Today I'm going to be breaking down a 713 run that I did in a pickup with Broken from SMB, Thinking from LFN, and Merc from Kit. Today we're just going to be talking about kind of how the run went, things that you should be aware of when you do legendary runs, and it's kind of just like an introductory breakdown for people who might be interested in speedrunning in the future. So to start, we are in Courtyard. This is the opening area of every DUA mission, and it's one where you need some sort of utility support. There are, I'd say, 4 rooms in Dua that you need some kind of support on, or it's going to be a complete mess 90% of the time. And those rooms are Courtyard here, Mall, which we'll get to, Garage, and the Boss. And so I'll get to those as we literally get there, but it's more just those are rooms where, because of factors like mini tanks or dogs or just bad ad spawns in general, you need more utility than just the standard foam plus 3 headhunters. And so what we do is we use overcharge, and I'm going to use overcharge for Courtyard with BTSU. And that's going to basically allow these 3 EMP stickies to last a lot longer. It also allows the scanner pulse to deal 15% more damage to every ad we see. And it basically just makes Courtyard easier, because we're headhunting Courtyard. We're just shooting our way through. And if you don't do any of this as you headhunt Courtyard, it has a tendency to get a little messy, because there's 3 mini tanks, and mini tanks are fucking awful. All I'm saying. So I'm just going to play the video, and we'll see how it goes. So we're all prepping. I put down my
3,
hive.
2, 1, let's go.
And then we
You've
go.
got your objective. Don't let
I
anything
instantly
stand in your way.
detonate my hive right there. Takes a second. Then with that up, scan, and I do the first of what I call my set foams. Set foams are basically foams that I will always do in a run if I have a foam available. And these are foams that will immobilize the most amount of enemies, will use creeping death, the talent on my backpack, in a more efficient way, and basically just make it easier for everyone to kill things. So this is the first one I do.
Oh,
And then this is the second one. I usually try to run around this way and foam these 2 ads. Sometimes they split in weird ways. I haven't perfected this one yet, to be honest with you.
shit.
So I kind of
I missed my shot.
one, and it was a bit iffy. Okay, so here's where something went wrong instantly. Thinking is dead. Why is he dead? He just missed. It happens. Like, in any speed team, you can't penalize people for mistakes, or mistakes of aim specifically. If someone is making a decision mistake over and over, that's a problem, and you should talk about that. You should address it. You should work on that. But if someone is just missing, it just happens. Like, you can't be mad at your teammates for missing a shot. And if you are, you're not going to be anyone ever wants to play with. So, Thinking missed a shot, all good. It happens. But what does that mean for this run? It means these 2 ads are still alive. This mini tank is unjammed. Why is that bad? Well, if you look at Broken's health, that mini tank just killed Broken. So we have a few ads left. We have the red ad that I foamed near the beginning. We have this red controller right there, this red here, and this purple here. Merc is the only guy still alive that can do damage. If he goes down, this is basically a wipe, because there's no chance of salvation when I, as a CC, who has very minimal damage, is needing to kill everything. So my first instinct was to foam that guy there, which I did. And then I'm going to foam that guy up top, so Merc has a clear shot at him. After a few seconds, I know, or not really a few seconds, but I noticed that Merc just isn't in position to shoot this guy. So I decide I'm going to start shooting him. He's low enough health. I can probably deal enough damage. As I'm shooting, I take a shit ton of damage from the mini tank that's still up. So I just drop back into cover and just hip fire. It's scuffed as shit, but in this case, it's kind of what you need to do. So, Merc has taken out the red one here. And so I am running, because I still see that guy's there. I'm calming right now. I'm calming, hey, there's a red in the back. You gotta take care of that guy. Basically. That's essentially what I'm saying. And sure enough, he does.
Hey, easy.
So that's a good recovery. I went to
There
pick
you go.
up stuff because I was like, this run's scuffed already. We actually lost about 11 seconds on this courtyard. Because we're opening the door at around 32 seconds. And if it's a good courtyard, you open around 19 to 20 seconds. So we run in. This is one of the most important foams you can do. And it's the only one as a CC that you can't do just right away. Or one of the only ones. So the key with these initial ads is they run forward and then they kind of stagger stop, right? And when they stagger stop, you want to hit the foam right in the middle of them. If you wait too long, they start running again and then they spread out. But it's when they're stopped that they are most bunched together and they're most susceptible to the foam. And it just makes it easier for the guy who's clearing initials, in this case it's Merc, to just take his shot. So I foam, pretty much just they stagger. They all get foamed in a nice neat group. And Merc detonates them with a regular 6-foot. Meanwhile, Broken and I run through, along with Thinking, who's right behind me. I think he's a little delayed because he died really far away on courtyard. That's something you just need to be aware of. When someone dies kind of far away, they'll take longer to get to the next area, even with auto respawn. So you just need to be aware of that and kind of adjust accordingly. In this case, I'm comfortable with just running in full speed because I trust Broken is good enough to like deal with this on his own if he really needs to, especially because he'll have my hive, my healing hive for support, and my foams. So hive goes down, that starts to heal me and Broken. I foam these initial 2 ads. That was actually a late foam. Ideally, I foam a little bit earlier there. Ideally, I foam actually... let's see. Ideally, I foam about here. And the reason is, you want these 2 guys to get foamed first. So I shouldn't have dropped the hive there. I should have shot my foam first and then dropped the hive. The reason you want these guys foamed is because the first one gets foamed, Broken takes a shot on him, that foam transfers to all the guys behind, including the Chungus, which is very important. But anyway, my foam's a little late, but it works out because I still catch the second guy. The foam transfers, Broken gets to work, Thinking arrives, I do that extra foam there, worthless. That's a mistake. You want to try to avoid that. Never re-foam an enemy that's already foamed. It's just a waste. That was a mistake on my part. This is another crucial mistake I made. I don't pick up my hive. I just run for the door. This is partly out of habit because of an old strategy we used to do, which didn't involve the hive. But I need this hive recharging right now. So this was a big mistake, and we're going to see why. So I reach the door. I finally notice, oh wait, I didn't detonate my hive. There, detonated. This is another set foam. This one is also very important. If you don't get this guy off the minigun, he shreds you. So I foam the minigun guy. It catches some number of them around there, and then someone else detonates it. Why did I run to the side here? I ended up low health. I felt that if I ran straight through, I would have died. So in that case, it's always good to play your life. You can take a few more seconds to get to the back. That's fine. Right in this room, Thinking is working around the left side here and just killing ads. Broken is running straight through to the far door. And Merc is just cleaning up the middle area and then going to
Good, I'm good.
here.
Purple
Purple.
sniper in back, yeah.
Your door on the left.
Go.
Go, go, go.
I don't know. That's a penalty for being late. I did not get here in time to foam. So these ads spawned, and I missed my foam there. I should have aimed about here, probably, in hindsight, but, you know, in the moment, it's hard to think fast. It's something you acquire over time, and I'm not the most experienced guy out there. Then, these guys, I also try to foam if I can. And now you're seeing why detonating that hive was an issue. It's not replenished yet.
Oh,
Got killed. So now this is the build I run for the beginning. It's just 4-piece Eclipse. Honey backpack. You can use a golem backpack or the one with perfect creeping. I now do the one with perfect creeping, but at the time I preferred the Honey U. This is my main CC build. I use a golem. I know some people use. I've seen Kim Madsen running chill out here actually, which is a cool idea because it gives you more skill haste than anything else. But there's a lot of different options. There's plenty of different variety. All it really matters, you want a lot of status effect, you want a lot of skill haste, and you want 4-piece Eclipse. Eclipse chest and Creeping Death on the backpack are your two best friends. I use Stage Left for Sledgehammer, which comes up in a few rooms, and Scorpio is like our absolute life insurance if things go very, very wrong, which happens. But usually if I have to pull out the Scorpio in a run, it's a dead run, and we'll restart. In this case, the reason we haven't restarted this run already is because it's a pickup, and we were just having fun. In my main group, my main speed group, we would not have kept going with this run.
Just drop my stacks.
So yeah, I was a little slow to switch because I tried to do it before they opened the door. You don't count as out of combat until this door is opened. I don't entirely know why. I couldn't tell you. But then this is where the mistake gets made. My Jammer Pulse is not equipped. And the reason it wasn't equipped was because my hive wasn't replenished in time.
Someone else jam.
If I had detonated the hive earlier or just picked it up, it would have been all good. But that means this jam on the dogs is really late. So I'm calming as I'm running up the stairs. No jam, someone else jam. Luckily, my teammates were able to adapt.
Nice.
And the good news is Broken still has his available. So right now we're calming Broken, use yours on this mini tank right there. If you do not jam that mini tank, bad things happen to your run. That's all I'm saying. So I foam right here in this middle. That's because Creeping Death essentially catches these two ads around. And then it just spreads really nicely with the kills. So it spreads all the way back. You can see foam there. Then what I do with Jammer Pulse, I just go next to the door. I start jamming. I don't actually jam the instant I see them. I used to do that. It's a mistake. The reason it's a mistake is they can get stuck right there, and then it's really hard for your headhunters to get a clear line on the dog in the back. So I let them come out a little bit, then I jam. They both get taken out. I'm throwing a fire nade for Sledgehammer. I have my Stage Left equipped. Even if I'm not holding it out immediately, I am here, but even if I'm holding my foam, while having Stage Left equipped, it still counts. Then Merc takes a one-shot on the door of dodge, and we just run through. This is the ambush room. Once again, this is a very informal guide. This is like an absolute ramble, a tangent, if you would. I'm just kind of trying it out to see what it's like. This is not how I will be making my guide videos in the future. Those will be a little more in-depth and a little more structured. But, I don't know. I thought this would be fun. Hope you guys are enjoying.
System restored.
Oh, there's a guy that keeps running.
Anyway, I got to trigger the ambush here.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So what I've learned recently is you can use an EMP sticky here to EMP yourself off the switch, and it makes it a lot faster. So shout out Kim for teaching me that inadvertently. I just saw this video.
So do you need a filter?
Hope you don't mind me stealing your shit. Anyway, yeah. So you flip this switch.
Good question. Yeah.
What's happening in this room is there are two doors back there. There's one door on the right where a bunch of rushers come out. Broken, I believe, is at that door now, and he just one-shots it. And then there's another door where one Chunga comes out. Merc got stacks on the last door, so he just burns those stacks on breaking the Chunga helmet. And then whoever's with him, I think it's thinking now, just kills the Chunga. Nice and fast.
I don't know. It's
and we all fast travel.
you can't foam them inside the door. And
no, I know. I'd have to foam outside.
You know, we're all about marginal speed.
Which means someone else would just.
I take a while to load in here. That's really unfortunate. Luckily, they did not open the door early. If they had opened this door early, things could have gotten very, very bad. This room is a fucking CC's nightmare. So, usually, in general, as a CC, you want to foam the floor. You can't foam the floor in this room. I don't know why, but something about the weird geometry of it means that these ads love to roll out of your foam. If you don't hit them directly, bad things happen. So that's why it's good for you to be in the room before they get super triggered. So hit these two ads. That spreads to about these four, and then with further kills, it spreads all the way to the back of the room. You can use another foam if you need to. Like if you need to foam here, if you're taking a lot of damage, you can, but it's not advisable. See, it just spreads right back. And then you want to throw a nade right there. That's just the Sledgehammer again. It just makes this door a little easier. You can see all the ads spawn in.
Alright, let's go.
And then we're just cruising. Run straight through. I foamed this left sniper. Picked that up from Dodd. Thank you, Dodd. You can foam this guy here, or this front one. This front one doesn't catch this guy, or some of the other guys in the back. And this one does, but it's a little harder to hit, so this red sniper is probably best. That's another one of those.
Not missing it that time.
And then people get killed and
Yeah, so wait.
back. There's a little mistake here.
Kill
Which
these
is
sniper-
that they killed this guy a little early, which means that the foam gets spread back here, so I can't refoam them. As a function of how Eclipse works, the more you spread it, even though I have the chest, it's only refreshing 75% of the duration. So by the time it spreads those guys in back, even though it's almost full,
Oh, okay.
it's a pretty short duration. Well, my foam would have lasted a lot longer.
See, that's
To
exactly
it,
what I was
need to
talking
wait
about.
for them, and in that time, I just got butt fucked by that chunga.
Don't
So
kill
I still managed to foam there.
the snipers a bit too early.
There's a jammer to delete the bleed hives, but if the hives have already launched by the time you jam, they still just hit you. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I go down here. That's not ideal, but
Agent
it
down.
is. It happens. That's all. And yeah, we just run straight through. That's an auto spawn, so it's not a problem. In this room, we call this arcade mostly. It's a pretty straightforward room. All you really want to foam is this kind of left side group, and I do that by foaming right here, which you'll see in a second. So one foam right there, and then I do another foam on the guy who's this one isn't quite as necessary depending on the spawn here. If there's like 3 golds here, it's very necessary. If there's like just a few reds like there are now, it's not really. So yeah, we're just running through. This is where things get a little weird. I'm using this build for Maul. I can't claim to have picked it up myself. I did learn about this from Hutchler's group when I ran with them in a few pickups. But essentially, I'm using Dodge City and Regulus. Why am I doing that as a CC? Like, why am I giving up a skill tier just for this? The answer is, I don't know, why not? No, I'm kidding. The answer is because there's a red on top that is very hard for the headhunters to kill while they're focused on other things. And in Maul, it's best to get rid of as much confusion, distraction as possible. So I kill that red if I can. Maul is the worst route, the worst like area in this entire mission. It's super inconsistent. The spawns can be buttfuck awful, and it's just hard to do in general. We've had so many runs die on Maul, more than I think any other room. And a large part of that is the Chunga door on top. I'll talk about that a little bit later when we get there. So, we
We
run
could
through.
get a faster open.
This is a decent spawn, to be honest. We've got this mini here. He's not where we want him to be. We want the mini tank to be here. Because then he just stays there. He doesn't go anywhere. This mini tank on the ground is good. Sometimes this mini will spawn on the second floor, which is unfortunate. Sometimes one of these purples will spawn on the second floor. Sometimes this mini tank spawns on the top floor. Like, things can get really bad really fast in this room. So let's just go through. My first foam, I foam these guys on the ground. Thinking is coming by to mop them up. Thinking is also killing this mini, so we don't need to worry about it.
Yellow
I
mini
foam
tank
those
is
guys.
moving,
You saw Thinking jam the mini.
by the way.
Oh,
Then
fuck.
I like to foam up here because it just helps broken. Uh-oh. Look at that. Look at that mini tank. So that mini tank there. Nasty. Don't like him. Anyway, I foam that guy. We run through. Broken somehow doesn't die. Thank God. Because we need Broken alive. Broken is running up here to the Chunga door. So there's some controversy on why the Chungas spawn where they do. I don't entirely know what the real answer is. From what I've learned is it's one of 2 options. One, it's a kill timer. If you take 60 seconds to kill all the ads in the room, 60 seconds or less, or probably less than that. If you take 15 seconds or less to kill all the first ads, then the Chungas will always spawn at that far door, which you're kind of looking at.
Oh, there's the
Now, right where this guy is, the guy across the way. You can also see on the left-hand side of the screen that red that I was talking about, who's a little bitch. We don't like him. Anyway, this Chunga door here, we want them to spawn there because that's where we have our headhunter. We don't want them to spawn behind me because that's nasty. So it's either a kill timer or what I've heard more of and what I think is more likely, it's based on weights. So what that means is if you have guys on this top floor here, it depends on which half of the room they're in. So in this case, I'm on the top floor here. Below me is Merc with a sniper rifle. He has attack, and he's just kind of killing guys on the second floor. Thinking is on the bottom. He doesn't really get weighted into this equation, but even if he did, he's on my side as well. So it's 3 people on this side and only Broken on that side. Broken is currently on the second floor, but he's running up to the third. And so because there's so many more people weighted on my side, the top floor weights the most, the second floor after, so on and so forth. Because there's so many people on my side, they should spawn up Broken. That's the hope.
Yellow controller up
Sure
top.
enough, bam, they do. This door is fucking awful. I know I said that before, but it's really, really bad. And why is it so bad? Because the ads like to be invisible. They like to be entirely invisible. Sometimes Broken can't see a single ad, and he's just kind of shooting at like head height, hoping he hits something. So a foam there, very, very useful. Please do it. Please support your headhunter here. This is one of the most critical points in the mission. You really want it to work. So, okay. Foamed. Cool. Nice. Love. Uh-oh. Why is that red there?
Got him.
Alright, never mind. That's why I use dodge. I use dodge to kill that red. Because otherwise, Broken cannot turn around. If he turns around, he dies. He dies to all the guys here. So that red needs to die, and your CC is the best option. You could probably use Sandman, but then you have to run around, and that red also likes to run to the back of the room, kind of on the left, and then it just gets even more messy. So, Broken has started killing his door. Why am I running here? I'm running here because dogs spawn directly underneath it, and I'm using a jammer pulse. So what I do is I go right above the dog spawn. As soon as I see the threat icons appear, which I just did, I start jamming, I release it almost immediately, and boom, dogs jam.
There's one.
And meanwhile, Merc is right here with attack. Attack pierces dog legs, so he just...
This chunk red.
Jungle.
And then things
Oh, I got
wrong.
him.
So, it always has to go wrong. This is Maul. When does it ever go right? So, Broken has a little issue up there. Most players just would die here. Thank God, this dude
Oh, I got him.
recovered.
Yeah.
You got
So,
him?
we're
You got
good.
Broken.
Yeah,
We're back
good.
on.
Oh, nice save.
Door
Really
open,
nice.
and we run through.
I don't know what's happening there,
We're
but
coming up on Garage,
don't
which is
take any
another
damage
part
or I
that
miss.
used to be my least favorite part in any run, back before I was speeding it, before I really knew what I was doing. And now it's just another room, kind of, as Hutcher puts it. But it's just not bad.
I don't know.
It's not too bad. So I use a build with BTSU again, and that's pretty
Can see
important. You do want an overcharge. 'cause
It's
so weird.
Yeah, it's a
It will
weird ass story.
absolutely kill your run if you let them live. This first area of
Just
Garage
help you,
is
just
really
save me,
not
I think.
hard. Kind of run through the
Which part?
and just foam right in the middle. I do an extra
Oh my
foam
god.
just in
I'm
case,
fucking back, bro.
because I've seen the guy run behind the bus before.
Hey, yo.
And that's just not fun. So then I drop my hive.
Yeah, look at your
I said open the door. Nice.
I don't know. I quick scoped the backpack from the gunner.
Run. So when we were doing overcharge on boss with BTSU, you had to overcharge early here. If you didn't overcharge early, your overcharge wouldn't be ready on boss. As teams get faster and faster, they might realize, oh wait, we don't have time to recover that, even if we're overcharging early. So we switch away from BTSU overcharge and on boss, and we'll use either like a Costa, or in our case, we don't actually use any overcharge because it's just not entirely necessary. So we're just gonna run through and see what happens.
From the Grenadier.
Alright, garage. So overcharge is in. You saw me detonate the hive. That's my first foam. I always foam the middle guys,
take
so
red.
creeping kind of gets that bundle. Then I foam whoever's on the right. I know some guys like to go in the middle. I don't like it quite as much because it's more risky. I go down a little more. This is not necessary. And then I run here.
My door's clear.
I wait for this door to spawn. I do a foam here. This door matters more than the last one. What's important at this door is that Merc gets stacks. If Merc doesn't get stacks, this run fucking falls to pieces. And you'll see why. So, I foam this door. Merc gets stacks with the Regulus.
I need
And
one
then
more.
I'm switching to the Jammer Pulse.
One purple inside.
There we go.
done,
Thank you.
and then we run on.
Alright, I think
This
that's a
next
better
part is
order,
Drug
so I'll be
Drug Lab
focused
is
on George
also
and
really fucky. It has a 3-dog
Oh yeah,
storm to
this
start.
was nice.
Yeah,
So
should
we
just make
deal
it
with that
nicer.
same way
Because
as
I've been
Maul.
switching my pulls
Jam,
usually,
and
but
then,
we've been clearing
Merc
fast enough. I
tax
don't
them,
have time to switch
because they all come
pulls.
out of the same door.
And dead.
So
Shoot, you know?
Jam is in, and then Merc just shoots them. I look away because I'm sledging this door for when the Chungas come out from there.
Hey, the expertise level.
Yep.
So,
Dog's dead.
Ah, yeah.
And then I also give a foam, and then I, you know, CC life.
Remember?
Wait.
Okay, this door is awful. This door right here has screwed so many runs. It screwed Kit out of like a world record before they had world record. It's like, it's such an awful door. What you need to do is you need to wait for it to close all the way. If you try to open it right now, it will fuck you and it will not let you come through. And then you have to either wait 20 seconds if someone makes it all the way through, or you just wipe. It's really
Thanks for helping out, by the way.
awful. In this case,
all good, all
we
good.
got so scared because it did that.
Oh,
It's just a magic door.
Maybe.
Oh.
yeah, we really
Thank
appreciate it,
God.
Merc.
The God smiled on us that day.
Wait, what?
Alright, let's talk about boss. Boss has 4 waves. The first wave is whatever's already there. Once that wave gets low, when everything in that wave is killed, I mean, the next wave spawns, which is 2 ropers from the ceiling, like 2 teams of ropers, which is 4 guys in total. And then there's ads that drop down on the left side from where we're entering. And then the third wave is just a lot of guys dropping down from that left side. So, and when the third wave gets low, then the boss spawns. And there's a lot that happens when the boss spawns, at least for CC.
No,
Or
thanks
I
for
say a
helping
lot,
out.
it's like
Just
3
run running
things.
quick.
It's really easy. Okay, secret. CC job is fucking easy. Anyone can do it. Anyone can be a decent CC. Pretty much anyone can be a good CC even. You just need to learn like some things. You don't even need to you don't need to do anything else. But I don't know. It's a very nice role.
Now someone saved my door.
Probably
I don't know.
because it's easy. But no, mostly because I play better in supportive roles. So, skill issue moment. Anyway, you foam up here. Why do you foam up here? Because you want to get these 3 guys. These 3 guys need to be foamed. If they are not foamed, bad things happen in the opening. It's also important, there's a few reds. There's 3 reds, in fact. 4 if you include this guy. Thinking is going to kill that guy. On the left side, Broken and Merc are going to kill anyone there. Broken is actually going to go for the sniper first. So I foam there. I use creeping to get those 3 guys. That foam was kind of worthless.
Sniper's okay.
That moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, first wave dead. Next wave incoming. What do I do here? What I actually like to do is I really like to foam the guys that are dropping down. Unfortunately, we were trying something a little new, so I'm switching to a perfectly opportunistic bag to do something else. I still managed to foam those guys. Usually if you foam them like as soon as they drop down, the creeping also gets the guys dropping down on the left side. I like to throw a grenade there just for sledge. This helps out with the third wave, which is
No.
right?
No.
When we're doing sledgehammer, when we're not doing opportunistic, you have to throw your nade exactly where I'm aiming, basically, a little bit below, and that catches the boss as he runs to the front and jumps down. So
Yeah, I know. Thank you for telling me.
we're doing something
Good
different.
habit.
I'm just shooting with shotgun with,
I got the
opportunistic.
heal out the
one
back.
yellow.
Right,
Right.
then this foam is late. I should have foamed earlier here. Because the boss is a Chunga, and because Chungas move fucking weird, he likes to jump down no matter what. If he's within a postcode of this area, he will jump down. So my foam's late. And he just ignores it. He's foamed. You can see the icon, but he just jumps down.
He's on the floor.
I mark him as he's jumping.
Hello?
Broken takes a shot, and if we were better here, this would be the end of the mission right here, and we would have had probably a sub-7 time. But we messed up a little. These guys who were jumping down didn't die. That's partly because of my bad foam, which didn't catch any of them, but it's also partly
2 more.
because I switched away from creeping. So I'm comping.
don't see
there's
the-
a guy
there's
on
a red on the ground,
bottom
on the
right,
right
there's a
side.
guy bottom right. And then it takes a little while to kill.
Oh,
They split badly.
Very
God,
Oh,
that cleanup could be so much nicer, I feel, right?
So then we're just digging around. And then you see the end screen, 713. Technically, that's fourth in the world, I think, in terms of speed. But the point that I'm making, this was a pretty approachable mission. Once you know what you're doing, once you have a decent team of experienced headhunters, it's really not hard. And I really encourage anyone who has any interest in speeding them to just give it a shot. You can also hit me up on Discord. I'll put my Discord in the chat below. I post pickups like every once in a while because they're just fun. I enjoy them. And yeah, you're welcome to drop by. Hope you
like
enjoyed
8
this
second, 8
very
seconds.
rambling
That, like,
analysis.
just because we were waiting for
And yeah, I'll see you guys all next time.